Mining operations require humans to interact daily with extreme physical forces, toxic environments, and massive industrial machinery. Modern mine safety engineering exists to decouple these inherent industrial hazards from human operators. The foundational step in this process is hazard identification, a systematic audit evaluating every activity to isolate risks before they can manifest into harm. The specific risks depend heavily on the environment. Underground, engineers must account for sudden ground collapses and asphyxiation from toxic gases. On the surface, the focus shifts to severe vehicle collisions due to the immense blind spots on heavy equipment. Rigorous hazard identification is a strict prerequisite for operations. Engineering resources cannot be deployed to neutralize an invisible threat. Once hazards are identified, an operation cannot neutralize all of them simultaneously. They must be triaged using mathematical risk assessment. This matrix charts hazards across two specific axes. The horizontal axis measures the severity of harm a hazard could cause, while the vertical axis tracks the likelihood of that event actually occurring. A catastrophic gas explosion might have a very low likelihood, but maximum severity. Conversely, a minor equipment scrape occurs with high frequency, but carries a very low severity. Multiplying these two variables generates a clear priority heat map, dictating exactly where safety capital must be deployed first to protect the workforce. Because this matrix reveals that no single technological solution can neutralize every type of risk, safety engineers rely on a multi-layered defensive architecture known as the hierarchy of controls. This framework is structured as an inverted pyramid, ranking safety measures from most effective at the top to least at the bottom. The first layer is elimination. This relies on a straightforward engineering axiom: a hazard that no longer exists cannot cause harm. The ultimate execution of this layer is autonomous robotic equipment, which completely removes human operators from active blast zones, unstable geology, and toxic air. When a hazard cannot be completely eliminated, it falls to the second layer, engineering controls. This involves physically isolating or reducing the threat. Underground, this means installing large-scale ventilation systems to dilute toxic gases and implementing geotechnical ground support to lock rock masses in place and prevent rockfalls. On the surface, engineering controls take the form of collision avoidance telemetry on haul trucks to manage the massive blind spots that drivers face from the cab. These systems integrate radar, high-definition cameras, and proximity sensors to perfectly map the vehicle's surroundings. If a haul truck gets too close to personnel or other machinery, the system will automatically intervene and override human input to stop the vehicle. These top two tiers of the hierarchy are the most reliable defensive layers. They physically alter the operational environment, removing the burden of survival entirely from human decision-making. Below that is Layer 3, administrative controls. These govern human behavior around the residual hazards that could not be engineered away. This includes site-wide traffic management rules, coordinating the movement of dozens of heavy vehicles through strict protocols that operate much like an air traffic control system. It also requires strict human factor management. Mining demands rigorous shift schedules, so operations must actively monitor and mitigate the cognitive impairment caused by worker fatigue. Administrative controls also cover emergency response planning, establishing mandated evacuation routes, maintaining underground refuge chambers, and training specialized rescue teams. The final layer is personal protective equipment, or PPE, covering individual gear like respirators, hard hats, safety glasses, and hearing protection. Mathematically, PPE is the weakest point in the safety architecture. It relies entirely on human compliance, and it only activates after a lethal hazard breaches every previous defensive layer. All of these physical engineering frameworks require a specific operational mindset to function, an invisible operating system known as safety culture. Behavior-based safety programs shift the workforce away from passively following rules. Instead, workers actively hunt for unsafe conditions and behaviors before they escalate into actual incidents. This relies heavily on near-miss reporting, exposing systemic weaknesses in the operation, and giving engineers data to fix vulnerabilities without waiting for a fatality. The most expensive engineering controls in the world will ultimately fail in an environment that lacks rigorous regulatory compliance and an empowered, engaged workforce. Historically, the industry relied on lagging indicators. Traditional metrics like historical injury rates are reactive, providing data only after a failure has occurred. Modern safety architecture uses leading indicators. These proactive metrics use real-time telemetry to predict failures before they happen. This leading data flows continuously, from wearable vital sign sensors, proximity alerts on mobile equipment, and digital networks monitoring underground gas. Safety management teams run this fast telemetry through machine learning algorithms and data analytics to identify invisible risk patterns across the operation. By shifting focus from lagging to leading indicators, safety management transforms from a forensic investigation of the past into a predictive data science of the future. Effective mine safety management requires synthesizing geotechnical stability, collision avoidance telemetry, and human behavioral data into one unified framework. But maintaining this comprehensive architecture requires continuous, immense capital investment from the operator. In the next episode, we will explore the financial mechanics that dictate whether a deposit is mined from the surface or deep underground. That foundational choice of mining method will ultimately determine the exact matrix of hazards that safety engineers will have to defeat.